it's your girl Shantora. So, before I continue this, I just want to let you guys know, please like, share, and subscribe. A lot of my videos are to empower people because I am a not perfect person, trying to show growth and show maturity and maybe give you a story or outline so you know how to handle things whenever you get there. So, this one is about me getting bit by a poisonous snake. Oh my god. So, so my boyfriend was at my house and I took his dog out, or our dog out, and took him for a walk or whatnot. Just, to use the restroom. Now you take the dog out, use the restroom, okay, come back in, okay. So that's kind of what happened. And I remember that I was just walking and like I went towards the dumpster and I was coming back into the house, and I remember that I felt something. It felt like a sharp pain. I guess if I were to relate it to a pain that I previously had, I can say maybe getting bit or stung by a wasp or something of that nature. Something that, you feel it, it's boom, it felt like a hot, if you were to get a hot needle or a hot nail and stick it, jam it in your foot, that's how it felt. And so I got bit by a snake, and I remember I ran into the house and I was like, I got bit by a snake, and he ran out to go see the snake, and I'm like, it's right there, and I'm like pointing at it, and I remember like instantly, like I just remember that pain, like, I showed him the snake. And he was just like, don't get close to it. And he tried to take a picture of it. And I remember like just feeling the pain, and I was freaking out. I think that the biggest thing when I got bit was that I was just freaking out because it looked poisonous to me. I don't necessarily, okay, I'm going to explain this. I keep on touching my stomach. So I wear a lot of waist trainers a lot. I recommend that you wear a waist trainer if you maybe you're a little bloated, or you're trying to train your waist to not be so puffy. You're out there trying to get your body to line up. I recommend a waist trainer. So I wear one a lot. Like, I can say that I'll have this thing on for hours sometimes. Sometimes I'll be out grocery shopping with this on, or, whatever. I don't necessarily sleep with it, but I do wear it a lot. So back to my story. So I remember that initially I was just so scared because I've never gotten bit by a snake before, and it looked poisonous to me. I don't know the difference or whatever, but so it was like a gray and black snake. I literally thought it was a rattlesnake. I swear to God, because after it bit me, I remember like, ow, like, I remember saying ow because I felt it. I turned around instantly and I saw the snake sitting there, like licking its tongue out at me. It sounded like it rattled. I'm not sure. But I can say that later on we identified the snake as a copperhead snake. And so initially I got so scared that I went to my sink, like, and I lifted my leg into the sink and started like, I got my foot and I started like pushing, like it was bleeding, you know what I mean? Clearly I got bit by a snake. So the water was running and I was literally just pumping out all the blood that I could. Like, I was being so rough with it. Like, I was like literally like jamming, like, because I couldn't think of anything but, oh my God, poison's probably getting into my foot or whatnot. Oh my God, even thinking about it, like, I'm feeling the pain now. So I got bit by a snake and I pumped all the stuff, and I remember telling my boyfriend, like, he was really, I don't know, maybe he didn't know how to react, but he was just kind of like, oh my God, you okay? And I'm like, no, we need to go to the hospital. I was like, because people die within 30 minutes, which I did look up. People do die within 30 minutes of getting bit by a snake. So I was like, people die within 30 minutes. We have to go right now to the hospital. And so, we got my daughter out of bed. We're like, oh, get up. And we went to the hospital. And I remember like my foot like throbbing. Like, I swear to God, like, the snake only bit me in my toe, my big toe on my right hand side. But I felt like my whole foot throbbing like this. I remember feeling like my leg, like it felt like my veins like were, I don't want to say my veins were on fire. I can't really describe the feeling to you. You would have to get bit by a snake, and I hope that you don't. That was the most scariest situation in my life. I went to the hospital. They literally did absolutely nothing, which I was really upset by. I went to Kingwood Emergency Hospital, and I felt like they would do more for a snake bite, like, you know, like something, you know, but they literally just had me prop up my foot. They told me, let's give it an hour. They made me stand there an hour, and that was it. And then I didn't find out to the end of the visit that they have no anti-venom there. So why was I waiting there? So I was a little frustrated once I found out that that hospital didn't have anti-venom. All the doctors kept telling me, well, if anything worsens, just come back here. And it's like, no, you know, you need anti-venom when you get bit by a poisonous snake. So I don't know if I'm too thrilled on that part. But anyways, so long story short, they did absolutely nothing. An hour later, you know, I think that really I saved my own goddamn life. I'm not even gonna lie. The hospital is absolutely no help for me. I saved my own life because I pumped my foot. I can't say that I'm not a mathematician, whatever. I'm not a snake handler. I'm not, you know, any type of, you know, wildlife trainer or anything like that. But what I can say is I did pump my foot. And with me pumping my foot, I can definitely say that I did not, you know, the poison did not hit me as bad as it might have hit me had I not pumped my foot. Because all they did at the hospital was pump my foot up. They put Neosporin on it, and they gave me a tetanus shot. And that was it. My foot swelled a lot. I remember it being like kind of bluish and stuff. And I remember the side where the snake got bit. I remember seeing like the hole. And I remember like, you know, like the blood, like kind of, you know, just sitting there. I remember my foot, the veins hurting. I remember I couldn't even really walk on my foot. Like, I don't know what happened to the poison, but like I remember like having complications walking on my foot. And I remember my boyfriend, he ended up staying the night. I do remember all night my foot being propped up, and I was so scared because they said don't put your foot by your heart or level it with your heart, whatever, I don't know. But I was so scared to elevate my foot too much. Anyways, so from now on, you know, I clearly am very paranoid now, like from being bit by a snake, that I watch everything that I'm stepping on. I'm looking at the ground, I'm holding the flashlights. God, it was scary. I thought that I was gonna die, you know, and I was like, oh my God, like I literally nothing's prepared right now for me to die, you know what I mean? And I would start thinking like I have to start getting that stuff together just in case, because you never know what can happen. Like I was so pissed because I was like, there's a whole COVID-19 and I'm dying from a snake bite. Anyways, what I can recommend, if you do get bit by a snake, do not just go to any hospital. I would call around real quick, have somebody call around, speed dial, see if they have anti-venom. Go to that hospital, because if you get bitten by a snake, from what I looked up, it takes 30 minutes to an hour for you to pass away. So that's why, like, now when I think about it, I was kind of frustrated with the hospital that they made me wait there for an hour when I could have been dead within that hour. What if, you know what I mean? The doctor's snipping like, well, it's not that bad. Usually your whole foot swells up or whatever he was saying. But I don't know. I just feel like they could have took more precaution, because that whole night I did feel it within my vein and it did hurt. And it wasn't, I don't know how to explain a snake bite to you, but I definitely wasn't expecting to get bit by a snake. I told my apartments about it, because, you know, and they decided to go ahead and spray down the area for snakes with snake poisoning or something like that. But it took a couple of days to really recuperate from that bite. I remember, and especially y'all had a tetanus shot, okay? Like that shit hurts. So it was like my foot and my arm. I felt paralyzed. I'm so blessed though. I'm so grateful that I am here, because it could have been so much worse. So I was just kind of just giving you my story on, you know, when I got bit by a snake, and just let you guys know, like, just really be careful. You know what I mean? Like, we think about the things that are more current in this world that are going on, when really there's so many ways that you can put yourself in jeopardy, your life in jeopardy, your family's life in jeopardy, minus the coronavirus and minus the flu and minus, you know, there's so many things, you know, in this world that contribute to killing us, to hurting us. You know, there's, you know, if you feel like you have any issue, any type of medical problem, anything like that, I suggest that you go to the hospital. Like, I've been looking up that since this virus, people have not been going to the hospital for things that they normally would go to the hospital for, and people have been passing away for things that they could have went to the hospital for. So sorry, I just didn't want to make this this video too long, but just be careful. You know what I mean? Be careful. Get yourself together. You know, life insurance, things like that. Get yourself together and be careful, like, at all costs with everything, not just coronavirus. You need to be careful with everything, because literally I could have been goner. I could have been not here last week. So just take that in consideration, and you guys have a wonderful day.